This is not a message for everyone, and it's not here to entertain you. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. Something led you here. And no, it wasn't the algorithm, it was something higher. If you're watching this, it's because heaven chose this exact moment to whisper something to your spirit. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now, you've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange weight in the atmosphere. A shift that you can't explain. You know something is coming, but no one around you seems to see it. That's not confusion. That's confirmation. You're not crazy. You're not alone. And you're definitely not ordinary. Because the truth is, you are marked, set apart, and called for something that the world isn't ready to understand. This message was hidden for a reason, buried until the right time. And that time is now. So hear me, and hear me well. This is not just a word of comfort. It's a spiritual transmission, one that was sealed with fire and delivered straight into your hands. But there's a warning. This message must not linger. When it ends, you'll have to decide. Delete it from your mind, or deliver it to another chosen one. There is no middle ground, so breathe, focus, and receive. Because heaven is watching and waiting for your response. If this already resonated in your spirit, show it. Hit the like button. It pushes this word to someone else who's been crying out in silence. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because heaven will keep speaking here. And comment 99, a prophetic number of spiritual alignment and divine urgency. If you see that number, it means the time to ignore the call is over. Let's begin. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will shake the very foundation of how you see your life. Your calling was never random. You didn't become chosen one day. You didn't earn this through perfection, performance, or popularity. No. You were chosen before your first breath, before your first word, before your first mistake. Heaven had already written your name into a mission, long before the world ever knew you existed. That's why you never fit in. That's why you always felt different. Like there was a deeper voice beneath all the noise, calling you from a place you couldn't quite reach. You tried to ignore it, tried to live a normal life. But nothing normal ever satisfied you. Because your soul wasn't built for this world's approval. You were born with eternity stamped on your spirit. And here's what you need to understand. The battles you faced weren't punishment. They were preparations. He wasn't trying to break you. He was trying to build the kind of warrior that hell would fear. Because the truth is, the enemy saw your potential before you did. He saw the fire in you before you could even name it. And that's why the attack started so early. You weren't attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were dangerous. Let that sink in. All the rejection, the betrayal, the loneliness. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. God was setting you apart, shielding you, sanctifying you, so when the time came you'd be ready. And guess what? That time is now. You are marked by heaven. And that mark can't be copied, stolen, or erased. No demon can delete what God has declared. No lie can cancel what God has written. No delay can destroy what God has ordained. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1. He didn't just know of you. He knew you. He knew your voice, your heart, your struggle, your strength. He saw your entire timeline and still said, "That one, I choose that one." So stop questioning your worth. Stop wondering if you're ready. The question was never about your readiness. It was about your response. Because now, he's calling, louder than ever, and silence is no longer an option. But what exactly are you being called into? Why now, after everything you've been through? Why this moment, out of all the others? Get ready. Because in the next breath, you're going to see what's been hidden behind every delay, every heartbreak, every spiritual battle you've survived. What comes next will reveal why you were chosen. Stay with me, because it only gets deeper. From here, something is moving. You can feel it, can't you? But you can't explain it. It's like the air is heavier, but not with fear, with prophecy. It's like something sacred is vibrating beneath the surface of reality. And though everything around you seems normal, nothing is normal anymore. Let me tell you the truth. A spiritual shift is happening, and not just in the atmosphere, in the heavens. Portals are opening. Assignments are being handed out. Angels are being mobilized. And yes, demons are reacting. You're not imagining it. The chaos you've seen in the world, the confusion in people's minds, the tension in your own spirit. It's not coincidence. It's spiritual collision. Something holy is invading enemy territory. And the kingdom of darkness is trembling. Why? Because heaven is activating its hidden ones. Yes, you, not the ones with big platforms, microphones, or titles, but the ones who've been trained in silence, forged in fire, refined through rejection. You've been invisible, but not forgotten. You've been hidden, but not overlooked. You've been in the shadows. Because that's where God trains his most dangerous warriors. The enemy has sensed it. That's why the pressure increased. That's why everything's felt heavier. That's why your dreams have been intense. That's why your rest has been disturbed. That's why the warfare has been subtle, but non-stop. Because your activation is close. This isn't just a season of change. It's a spiritual recalibration. God is rearranging authority, shifting territories, transferring mantles, and he's not looking for the loudest voice. He's looking for the readiest heart. If you've been weeping in private, fighting battles no one knew about, craving more of him and less of the world, congratulations. That's not weakness. That's not burnout. That's your spirit responding to the sound of heaven. You're being summoned. There are assignments in this hour that only you can complete. There are atmospheres you were born to shift. There are strongholds that will only break when your voice is raised in obedience. And that's why you can't quit now. You're too close, too aligned, too necessary for what's coming. This is not a motivational speech. This is a divine alert. God is waking up the warriors who forgot they were warriors. He's touching the ones who were asleep in identity, but alive in destiny. And when he speaks, mountains move, chains break, and chosen ones rise. So let me ask you something, and I need you to answer not with your mouth, but with your spirit. Have you felt the weight lately? The spiritual pressure, the silent warfare, the inner urgency that makes no logical sense? That is your sign. The heavens are shifting, and earth is catching up. But here's the part most people miss. Every shift in the spirit realm requires a human response. Heaven will not move through spectators, only through surrendered vessels, only through those who say, "Here I am, Lord. Send me." Are you one of them? Are you ready to move when he says move? Even when no one claps, even when no one sees, even when you don't understand where he's leading. Because the next door, the next battle, the next victory isn't waiting on your talent, it's waiting on your yes. But before you give that yes, there's one more thing you need to know. Not every activation is loud. Some are whispered in the dark. Some are sealed in silence. And what's coming next will require more than fire. It will require secrecy, sanctity, obedience in the unseen. So take a breath. Still your soul, because what's about to be revealed will separate the curious from the called. Stay right here. You're not ready to walk away. Not yet. Because the next few moments carry a mystery you've waited your entire life to hear. And it's finally time. This is the moment where everything changes, Not because of a feeling, not because of emotion, but because heaven is issuing a command. This isn't inspiration. This is activation. You weren't sent here to be comforted. You were sent here to be commissioned. And I need you to understand something very clearly. What you do after this video ends will determine what God can do through you next. Yes, you're being tested. Not tested in your faith. Tested in your response. You've been praying for clarity. You've been asking for confirmation. You've been waiting on God to show you what's next. And now, He's speaking. Not with thunder, but with instruction. He doesn't need you to feel ready. He just needs you to move. Because this message is not motivational. It's military. You're being deployed into your divine purpose. No more hiding. No more doubting. No more waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment in the kingdom. There is only the appointed one. And this is it. There's a reason this word was hidden until now. It wasn't time. You weren't ready. The world wasn't positioned. But now, all the pieces are in place. The spiritual clock has struck the exact second for this message to be released. And for you to be awakened. Heaven does not operate on chance. It moves in timed precision. And this word didn't reach you late. It arrived in the fullness of time. God is handing you something now, but not in front of a crowd, not in a blaze of glory. He's placing it in your hands in silence. Why? Because the most dangerous moves in the kingdom are made with discretion. You don't need to announce what you carry. You just need to obey the one who gave it. This is your assignment, not to be loud, but to be aligned, not to be seen, but to be strategic, not to be impressive, but to be obedient. Because here's the prophetic truth. You are being called into position, and once heaven calls, nothing can stop it. No demon, no delay, no failure, no opinion. Nothing can stop it unless you do. Let that echo through your spirit. Heaven's momentum is with you, but it cannot override your refusal. God gave you free will for a reason, because obedience is never forced, it's chosen. So ask yourself right now, am I going to stay inspired, or will I move activated? Because this isn't a moment to feel powerful, it's a moment to become obedient. You're standing in the doorway of something eternal, and either you step through, or you stay behind, forever wondering what was on the other side. But wait, there's still something else you need to hear. A warning few are ready for, and a truth that most never get to receive. What I'm about to say next is the reason why only the truly chosen are still watching. Because the next words aren't for the curious, they're for the commissioned. Stay close. The most sacred part is coming next. Shh. Before you speak, listen. Before you post, discern. Before you share, protect. Because what you've just received is not ordinary. It's not public. It's not for everyone. It's sacred. And sacred things are not shouted. They are shielded. What God just placed in your spirit was a divine secret. And not all secrets are meant to be told. Some are meant to be guarded with your life. Listen closely. Revelation without protection becomes contamination. You cannot expose what is holy to people who live casual. This word, it was never meant for the masses. It was sent to the mature. 2. Those who know that intimacy with God isn't proven by how loud you are, but by how deeply you listen. God didn't whisper this to you so you could impress people. He gave it to you because He trusted you. He trusted that you would value it. He trusted that you would cover it. He trusted that you wouldn't run to social media, but that you would run to the secret place. Why? Because divine oil isn't made for display. It's made for destiny. And hear me clearly. Don't expose your oil to those who haven't been crushed. Don't hand your holy to the unprepared. Don't place pearls in hands that only know how to play. Not everyone is called to carry what God gave you. Some people only know how to observe, but not how to honor. So guard this word. It's rare, it's weighty, and it was tailored just for you. It wasn't broadcasted in a church. It wasn't printed in a book. It was delivered directly to your spirit. That means it came with responsibility, with instruction, and with an invisible seal that says, handle with reverence. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it. You don't even need to be understood. Just protect it, guard it, honor it. You're carrying something fragile. And in the wrong environment, fragile things break. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to share this prematurely, to cast it into the hands of critics, to let it be mocked, minimized, dismissed. But not this time. You've grown. You've matured. You've learned what to keep quiet. Because some words from heaven are not given for your voice. They're given for your obedience. This revelation is your responsibility. It is your oil. It is your scroll, and you are the guardian of what was given, so protect it, guard it, honor it. Say it with me. I will protect it. I will guard it. I will honor what heaven has spoken to me, because what's coming next will depend on how well you've stewarded what was already said. You see, God always tests how we handle private instruction before He releases public elevation. And right now, He's watching, not to see if you're popular, but if you're trustworthy. Are you? Are you ready to keep sacred what God didn't command you to share? Because in the next and final moments, God isn't just going to confirm your calling, He's going to mark it. But only those who've been faithful in the hidden place will recognize the weight of what's coming next. Stay right where you are, because we're about to step into the final revelation, and what you hear next will not only bless you, it will seal you. This is it, the final moment, the sacred edge between knowing and moving. You weren't just meant to hear this message, you were meant to respond, because heaven doesn't release revelation for entertainment. It releases it for activation. And now, the weight is no longer on the word, it's on your obedience. God trusted you with this, not the masses, not the crowds. You. Why? Because He knew something about you, something most people can't see. He saw your hunger. He saw your brokenness. He saw your quiet yes when no one was clapping. He saw how you kept praying when everything fell apart. He saw how you didn't quit when the silence got heavy. And that's why this word was delivered to your spirit, custom-made by heaven. But now, the message is complete. And the next move? It's not God's. It's yours. Your next level. It's not waiting on a prophet. It's not waiting on a platform. It's waiting on your yes. Because here's the truth. There are some doors in the spirit that only open to those who obey in secret. You won't need a key. You won't need a connection. You'll just need to be obedient when no one is watching. God is not measuring your gift. He's measuring your surrender. Not how well you speak, but how quickly you obey. You want the anointing? The real one? Then, understand this. Obedience is the oil. It's not the shout. It's not the stage. It's the hidden yes that no one applauds. And listen, this is not the season to hesitate. This is not the moment to debate. Heaven is releasing assignments right now. And every delay is a missed moment of purpose. The door is standing in front of you. The handle is within reach. But it won't turn by force. It will only respond to the sound of obedience. Yes, obedience has a sound. It's the sound of silence when you could have spoken. The sound of surrender when you could have resisted. The sound of movement when everything in you wanted to stay still. And right now, that sound is being recorded in heaven. So I ask you, not as a content creator, not as a voice behind a screen, but as a fellow chosen one. Will you obey, even when no one is watching? Will you move even when there's no affirmation? Will you step forward even when there's no clarity? Will you trust God even when the crowd is silent and the path is hidden? Because this, right here, is the final test. Not how much you feel, not how much you cry, but how deeply you obey. If you move now, if you respond in the Spirit, if you say yes in the unseen, the next door will open, and when it does, nothing can shut it. Not fear, not doubt, not delay, not hell itself. Because when a chosen one obeys, heaven moves, realms shift, destinies unlock, and the enemy? He can only stand there and watch as you walk into what he tried to delay for years. So this is your moment. Heaven is silent now, not because God left, but because he already spoke. Now it's your turn, not to speak back, but to walk forward. And when you do, you won't just walk through a door. You'll walk into a divine unfolding that's been waiting for you since the day you were born. Stay until the very end, because I'm about to release a closing word over your life that will seal everything heaven just did. Are you ready? You have heard. You have received. Now, heaven is watching. This was not just a message. It was a divine transaction. Your spirit was summoned. Your soul was marked. And now, your life will never be the same. Because when God speaks like this, it's not to entertain, it's to awaken. You are not casual. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are a weapon hidden in plain sight. You are a key to something this world has never seen. And now that the truth has touched you, you cannot go back to normal. This word was sealed in heaven, but it exploded in your spirit. So the question is no longer, did you feel something? No. The real question is, will you do something? Will you move like you've been chosen? Will you walk like you've been called? Will you obey like eternity is depending on it? Because it is. This isn't about your comfort. This is about your commission. You were born for this generation. Not to blend in, but to stand out. To speak when others are silent. To move when others freeze. To believe when others bow to fear. You've been asking God to do something, but he's been waiting on you to become the answer. And now, that time has come. So here's what you must do. If this word ignited something deep inside your spirit, comment now. I am chosen, and I will obey. Write it, declare it, seal it. Let every demon in hell know. You heard, you received. You are ready, and then rise. Step into the silence. Walk with authority. Guard this word like holy fire, and obey, even when it costs everything. Because when a chosen one rises, darkness trembles. The kingdom is counting on you. And this world, it has no idea what's about to be released through your yes. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your mandate. You are chosen. You are ready. Now, go. They won't see you coming, but heaven already did.